back, boys and girls. This is Josh with Florida Spearfishing Channel. This is actually from the Tortuga trip. This is the day we were coming back from the Tortugas. In this video right now that you're looking at, this is Ollie. He's actually on a drop. This is what they call is Rebecca's Ledge. It's actually a spot between the Dry Tortugas and Key West. We happened to catch it on my high-speed transducer. We were running to the Dry Tortugas the day before, and I figured it'd be a good stop on the way back, which is kind of neat. To the sand, it was probably about, it was like 82 feet to the sand. To the top of that ledge was about, I would say somewhere around 60. Yeah, that's about what I would say. It's about 70, 60, 70. Three of the guys were on top. Nick, Ollie, and Joey are all on top doing dives. Me and my dad were gearing up in the boat with scuba tanks to go down. Ollie caught this cool clip of this sea turtle kind of going down, which is kind of cool. Big old loggerhead. But yeah, so we're doing some drops, kind of grinding. We're all kind of beat from staying the night at the Tortugas. They got kind of windy that night too, so it kind of it was a little fun sleeping there. But yes, Rebecca's Ledge is pretty big. There were a lot of like ropes and stuff along the ledge and stuff. You could tell it was from the commercial guys trying to lobster for them, which made the ledge kind of look not so great because there's a lot of ropes going back and forth everywhere. You can see them throughout the video. So next time I go down there, I'll probably try to remove a lot of those ropes. That way it makes that ledge look super pretty. But this is, now we're on to me on the scuba tank. I actually decided to go ahead and do a drop with my dad. He's got the yellow tank on. I think this was like the second drop we did of the trip. I was mainly trying not to scuba. Scuba's good if you're trying to learn to spearfish and enjoying the water and stuff. If you don't have a really good breathe up or can't hold your breath that long, scuba's great. In my opinion, I don't care for scuba because I feel like once you shoot one or two fish, it spooks everything. All the fish just disappear. When you're doing some free diving, it's usually way easier to sit there and shoot fish because you can pick one, bring it up, the fish aren't spooked like crazy. They don't see what's going on the whole time, which is always good. Like Oliver and Joey and Nick on top, they got a nice permit while we were there, which that was perfect. So this next part here, I get a nice little dog snapper that decides to come out to me. Good stone shot on him, drops. Yeah, so we're pretty much just working the sledge, just swimming down it. So some parts were really like cavey and deep. I tried to look in the majority of them. My thing was, like, you were looking in the caves, you're going to spend a whole lot of time looking in those caves because they go back a ways, they all connect to each other. So I was really trying to catch the fish that were out in the sand off that ledge. Mainly trying to not conserve my time more to actually catch them while they're out, instead of trying to hole hunt for them and burn my dive up. We were on nitrox, so we were able to get like, I think it was like 40 minutes while we're down there, which was nice. But yeah, getting some good fish. It was a good day so far. This was like the first stop of the day on the way back. So we're all having a blast shooting the sledge up. There's plenty of fish to go around. Like I said, I feel like I spook all the fish when I'm down there on a scuba tank. That's why I think I shot the one dog snapper and a good, really good hogfish for the Keys. I try not to shoot the hogfish down there, but if I see a good one, I'm gonna take it. Because the majority of the hogfish are small. Usually, if you have to question, then they're definitely not a 16-inch hog. But there were some spots where I was looking out into the sand. It almost kind of looks like I'm looking out into the abyss. Where I was actually looking for, there were a few muttons out in the sand that were playing around. You'll see later in one part of the video, I actually kind of moved my hand like a jellyfish motion to see if I can get them to turn around and come to me, or come stop to look at me for a second and give me a shot. but they were just too spooky. They knew what was going on. They were so good day. We're enjoying our dives. So we're doing, so just pretty much working this ledge up and down. There's so much life on it, as you can tell. There's my dad. He's mainly trying to look for lobsters along this ledge. It was the first day of lobster season. He thought there was going to be some lobsters on this ledge. I didn't really particularly think there was going to be any. Being as many commercial boats I saw down there, I was kind of worried about that. But other than that, I don't think he got any lobsters, but I got a couple fish off this run. Yeah, so far this day was going good. So you actually see the flasher and the shaft there that's in the sand. Those were Oliver's. I'll get to that here in just a second. I tried to shoot this mutton out in the sand. The old safety trick got me real quick. I'm used to this gun, but I don't like the safety on this Koa. It always gets me. I always forget to push it all the way in. If it's like halfway, it still locks up the trigger mech. It's there for a reason, but it also drives me crazy while I'm down there on tanks scuba diving. So reload, pull the bands back real quick, staring at some little hogfish there. They're shorts. They're like probably 13, 14 inches. Looking around, trying to see if there's anything big coming in to check us out for a minute. I was like, alright, whatever. Finally finished loading up here. The shaft and the throw flasher, what ended up happening is Oliver shot another permit. Joey shot one, we got it to the boat. Oliver shot another permit. When he shot that permit, it decided to go nuts on him, and he actually had a bull shark come up and take his fish and sliced his shaft right off. Luckily, Oliver was like, when you go back down, when you go down there on the tank, he's like, will you please look for it? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I was like, I'll try to see if I can find it. And sure enough, it was just laying in the sand there right next to the throw flasher. It was pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get, wasn't too bad. Saves us 60, 70 bucks for a shaft for him, so that was good. That was a plus to the trip. Right here, my dad's trying to get his light out to see in these few caves to see if there's any big lobsters hanging out. He was kind of struggling there for a minute to get out of his pocket. During scuba, I don't usually get too many scuba videos on my channel. Always try to have a buddy with you. There have been a few dives where I've gone down without a buddy, but I'm always in like high alert. I try not to as much as I can, just for this reason here, coming up here in a few minutes. It's always good to have a buddy because you never know what can happen. Basically what was going on here is look to my left, I'm sitting here watching my dad. I see him get caught on the ropes. I'm like, okay, let me help him out there. Pull the rope up, he can get through. Also, I saw there was a big lionfish that he did not see, so that's why I grabbed his fin. I did not want him to get stabbed in the head because that would not be good while we're out there at 80 feet. So it's always good to have a second dive buddy while you're down there. I do not recommend going down by yourself. So it just is what it is. It's rule of thumb for scuba. Same thing goes for freediving, though. You always want a buddy on top or a buddy down at least midway with you to see make sure you're okay. But so we're enjoying this dive. Current really wasn't kicking too bad. There's actually almost kind of like a slack current, so it was kind of, we almost kind of had to keep kicking a good bit to kind of keep going along the ledge because there was no current. So there was a good amount of fish out. I have a feeling this ledge has seen a lot of people, so that's why the fish were so spooky. I did shoot at one AJ. He decided to tear out off the shaft, even though he was giant. I didn't get that on video though. It was towards the end of my dive. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here for a little bit and let you guys enjoy. Alright guys, I figured I'd jump back in here for a little bit. So we're still between Key West and the Tortugas for these last couple spots. I was doing a drop, I saw this ledge, I saw some fish kind of poking out of this cave here. They kept doing like merry-go-rounds, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. I was trying to see if anything bigger was hanging out in the cave. But it seemed to me like it went pretty far in there, and I wasn't about to shove my head in there because there's no way I would get a fish out. So come back up, kind of shift spots a little bit because there's quite a bit of ledges all over the place. Everybody's in the water, everybody's free diving, nobody's scuba. Drop down on another spot. This is every bit of top to bottom viz. It was gorgeous out. It was, I think we're diving like 60 feet. The ledges were super nice, super holy. This one happened to have a Goliath underneath it. He was kind of in my way, so there's this rock that I'm to my left of me. That rock comes out like a pinnacle, but it also has a backside too that you could almost like swim through. Well, there's a cave back in there, and we saw a small, it wasn't really small, it was probably just keeper size black grouper swimming into that cave. So I was trying to get the Goliath out of the way. I was not trying to just sit there and harass him, mainly just trying to get him out the way so I can go in there and go check it out. So Joey's down there, he's trying to check it out for me real quick, so I do another drop, coming down. And see how that piece kind of pokes out a little bit. You can basically swim through that hole, this big hole on the right side, and come out the left side, which is kind of cool. This rock was pretty big. I'm coming up in there with the light, not prepared at all. This freaking black shoots out as fast as he could. I was about to pull the trigger in 2 seconds there, but he just turned and went away as fast as he could. Gave me no shot at all. I was not prepared for that one. So granted, but it happens. We're hunting a couple. I think we only got like 1 or 2 blacks this trip, but we did pretty good. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump off here for a little bit and let you guys keep watching the video. Alright, I figured I'd jump back in here for a minute. So this is Ollie's dog snapper he got that he freaked out on when he shot, and his line decided to fly into a cave. And after he got his dog snapper, Ollie put a shot in a good sized yellow jack. Well, it ended up tearing out, but I got a second shot into that fish. So that's the one I'm holding in my hand. And the school came up with the one, so Joey was actually able to get another shot on another fish, which is cool. There were quite a bit of big yellow jacks running around. We got I think three or four total. All really big yellow jacks, nothing small. But once we started shooting those, there were sharks literally everywhere. So the last yellow jack of the day I shot, I had about 8 sharks on me. Did not get it on video, but I was freaking out. I can usually handle 1 or 2 sharks, but 8 I was like, oh, I was overwhelmed big time. But yeah, we're enjoying the day. It was a blast. We got a bunch of big fish in the boat. Everybody was enjoying the trip so far. I think I also got a lobster off this. Yeah, a lobster off this area too. I swam pretty far from the boat and found one underneath the cave, so I went and pulled him out. Yeah, so it was pretty fun. It's definitely in my opinion, fishy between Key West and the Tortugas. It is very, very fishy down there. There are a lot of fish down there. There are a lot of commercial guys down there as well. Um, I wish they would kind of slack off on the commercial stuff down there, but you never know with the government and what they let people do and this, that, and the other. But overall, we enjoyed it. Um, we I really want to shoot deeper water during this trip, but the other two guys, both Nick and Joey, they were kind of they weren't ready for the deeper water yet for shooting fish. Me and Ollie have already shot fish 90 feet, so we were kind of ready for the deeper stuff. But the other two, we wanted everybody to be happy. Everybody chipped in for this trip, so we compromised and made sure everybody had a good time. But say red grouper, yellow jacks, some strawberry grouper. We got what else in the boat? Two permit, some nice dog snapper, some nice mangroves, some schoolmasters. I think one or two blacks. So far we're having an awesome time this trip. Some nice hogfish. So there are some bigger hogfish out there. You definitely have to find them, but there are a lot of babies as well that I've seen over time too. So it takes time for them to grow. This is Ollie on another dropping down. We actually call this crescent ledge because there's quite a bit of ledge piece to this area. And Ollie was loving that. He was trying to bury himself up in there to go find fish. That's how I ended up finding like a good sized strawberry grouper. It was probably every bit of, I would say, 18, 19 inches. Which they have no size limit, which is nice on them, but the bigger ones are easier. They're nicer to clean and everything. Yeah, tons of life on this area. Yeah, so it was definitely a good trip overall. If y'all have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments, DM me. I have Facebook and Instagram. I mainly message on Instagram. Yeah, this is my trip. So we had a blast. I do plan doing another trip in November. So keep your eyes open.